Hey guys, this is Zach here, back with another BAKUGAN video. This time we're taking a look at the BAKUGAN Ultra Mantanoid. So gonna be real with you here for a second. Not a huge fan of bugs. Like, I love beetles. Beetles are like kind of my exception. Beetles are the coolest thing to me. I love all of like the Japanese stag beetles and kawata beetles and all that stuff. Love them. Never been a huge fan of praying mantises, just because they're pretty terrifying. There are those ones that are really pretty, like those like pink and like rainbow ones that have the wings and all that. Like, those are nice. So, I've been kind of hesitant to pick this guy up. But, my hate against insects aside, this is probably one of the best Bakugan Ultras that's out there right now. Just because, look at it. Like, that doesn't even look like it transforms. That doesn't even look like it transforms into a ball. Even more. It looks amazing, and probably out of all the Bakugan Ultras so far, it's probably the one that looks most like its actual character, which is insane. So this is Ventus Mantanoid. He's got a fist and a helix, and he's an Ultra, so he also has an ability card along with his character card, 2 Bakugans, and the Bakugan itself. He's challenged 2. I don't even bother to look at those anymore because they're not true, so we'll find out. And yeah, let's get him open. Alright, finally. So inside, like normal, you get the checklist that has the instructions on how to transform it in the back in the toy battling rules. You also get his cards, which we'll take a look at real quick. And there's his character card. Wow, that's actually an awesome picture there. That's the first card I've seen that has it taking place at night, which is awesome. He's lit up by like the park lights. That's awesome. I love how that card looks. So he's 600B, 1 damage. If you guys haven't noticed by now, what are we, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 Bakugan into this? Usually the higher damage, the higher B power to less damage, the lower B power is higher damage. If you haven't seen that spectrum there. So he has 600, which is a lot, but only 1 damage. No ability, and of course, like I said, he has the regular fist and the helix he comes with. That's his character card. Then the ability card actually has him on it. Razor Claws, it's an action card, 3 energy to play it. It's going to give +2 damage, and then Turbo, which is Ventus's ability. If you have the most energy cards in play, +7 damage instead. Wow! So kind of like how Pyrus, we saw, with I think it was Serpentese's card, the Fury. Pyrus is all about playing all your cards and having no cards in your hand, at least for this first set. Ventus is all about ramp. If you guys are familiar with that term, that's a trading card game term. Any game that uses some kind of energy resource system, like Magic or Duel Masters, Kaijudo, Force of Will, the WoW trading card game, any of those, usually has a ramp mechanic, which means it's a way to get more energy faster. Usually you can only have 1 energy per turn. There's ways to make you get more energy, and so on. So that's Ventus's thing. It's about getting more energy quicker than your opponent, basically, so it gets a nice little benefit if you actually do have the more energy in play. Yeah, 7 damage for 3 seems pretty good, and that art is awesome as well. I wasn't sure at first how much I liked that all the art is like in the real world. There's no like fantasy settings that they're in. But I actually really like it a lot more now that I've seen it and think about it more. In the show, they're fighting in our world. They're fighting like out in the street, basically. The original Bakugan series kind of forgot that as time went on, because the first season was on our world, and then after that, it was always in another alien world, another dimension, or in cyberspace, and it kind of just went off the rails. I like that it's back to basics and how I like my monster shows, like in the real world. So I love that it's just on a highway. That's just so cool to me. Anyways, that was a long tirade. Get those out of the way. Look at his Bakugans. So for his Fist Bakugan, it is a -3 damage. That's surprising, actually. The fists are usually all about gaining damage. I haven't seen any that's a -3 damage. Usually the helixes are minus. That's weird. And then the Helix is going to be, there you go, minus 100 B power, but plus 4 damage. So, it's pretty nice cores, actually. And then, let's get him out. Alright, and here he is. And man, he's, like I said, I don't like bugs, but he is freaking awesome. I love the way this guy looks. He looks so cool. Like, if you just sat this in front of someone, they would not guess this transformed into a ball, and it automatically transformed back. This guy just looks crazy, and he's huge. Like, let's just compare him to Trox. You can see how much bigger he is, just compared to Trox. That's so crazy. He's got, I guess those are legs down there. He's got like an abdomen back here, which these are separate pieces. I'm not 100% sure why. It probably helps with the transformation, I guess. He's got little wings that come up. His pincers are terrifying, and they're huge. He even has little ridges on his arms like actual praying mantises do. That's praying mantis if you didn't know. His antennae are the only movable part, the only manual part. They go back that far, kind of makes them look sad, actually. And then they can come up that far. And something I kind of realized, and I kind of wish I didn't realize it, the pins in his eyes that make it to where that's where his head rotates, or that's where the antenna rotate, kind of just makes it look like eyeballs, right? And he's got weird chameleon eyes, like looking way off to the side. So he's kind of lost his terrifying nature a little bit to me. But there's his B power, 600. And I said it 100 times before, but I can't get over how cool these new Bakugan look. And it's just crazy. So we'll look at his instructions, transform him back. His is actually, again, seems like it'd be really hard, but it's actually really easy. I still say, to this day, that Hyderus is the hardest one to transform. After that, Halcor, and Serpentine is pretty easy. Anyways, Mantanoid, first thing you do is put his antenna down, and then his wings will fold down, and then all these panels back here will fold in and actually stay there. So you don't have to hold on to those anymore, which is great. The more they can do that, the better. It makes it way easier. Then his claws, arms, will fold up like this. They fold all the way around and then fold in a little bit. And then his head will fold in. And then you just basically fold him all the way up. And just kind of push everything in. Just like that. Like, actually pretty easy. So his ball form is relatively smooth compared to some of the other Ultras. There's always going to be those huge bumps, just because of the gimmick of it flipping open. But there's his arrow, so this is the smoothest way to roll him. And in that case, that's actually pretty smooth. It's going to be a little wobbly because that bar is in the middle there, so it's going to be a little easy to tip when it gets to that point. But as little test rolls I've done so far, it rolls really well. Speaking of, let's roll him onto the hide matrix back there. So there's our arrow. And ready. There he goes. He actually popped open and grabbed it. So he grabs it on his back like that. And every time he opens, I've always seen him flip over, at least for me so far. And he actually just picks it up, and as he's doing it, he actually, like, the force of it makes his claws actually flip out a little bit. So it's actually kind of scary when it flips out, because he's, like, grabbing the other cores. Picks up the core on his back, so it's really easy to read. And I love that too, because it's like you just roll him, pick him up, read the core, get on with the battle. No fuss or anything. Man, he's so cool. You know what? I'm doing it again. I don't think I've done 2 transformations in one video before, but I don't know. He's really... I hate bugs, but he's super cool. I'm really conflicted right now. There we go. Alright, let's do it one more time. Ready? He actually dropped it, but it was this one. And actually, that leads me to a question. Somebody asked, what happens if your Bakugan opens but doesn't grab the core? The only cores that count for a battle is the cores attached to your Bakugan when you pick it up. So, he opened, which means a battle will start, but he's not going to get any benefit from a Bakucore if it's not attached to him when you pick it up. So keep that in mind. I rolled him pretty hard that time because I wanted to make him do the full flip. That's why he didn't pick it up. So just be careful of that when you're playing with him. Alright guys, I think that about wraps it up for Mantanoid here. I'm still checking pretty much every day for new stuff, and I haven't found anything yet. I've been to Targets and Walmarts all over the place multiple times. I haven't seen any new stuff yet. But rest assured, as soon as I see something, I'm going to grab it. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys like it, you can hit subscribe up there. There's a playlist for all my BAKUGAN stuff down here. More videos over there. I'm going to have gameplay videos up very soon, so keep an eye out for that. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day.